a Western economy's collapsing as 10 African nations ban raw exports.
Is the West more dependent on Africa than we thought? As African nations impose export bans on Western countries, it's becoming clear who needs whom. The West is feeling the pinch. What's the strategy now, and which countries have led this movement? Let's find out. For decades, Western economies have thrived on the assumption that Africa will continue supplying cheap raw materials to fuel their industries. Oil, gold, uranium, lithium, and other resources from Africa have powered everything from technology to transportation in Europe and North America. Now, however, Africa is reasserting control over its resources. 10 African countries have imposed strict regulations on the export of these raw materials, retaining value domestically and driving local economic growth. This shift is shaking global markets, forcing Western countries to reckon with a reality they hadn't anticipated. Africa will no longer function merely as a supplier for the world. This move is more than an economic policy. It is a significant assertion of Africa's sovereignty. By deciding how, when, and to whom they export their resources, these nations are challenging a system that has long kept them disadvantaged. Historically, African resources were extracted and exported cheaply, processed elsewhere, and then sold back to African countries at a premium. This cycle has prevented Africa from benefiting fully from its wealth, making it difficult for these nations to develop robust, self-sustaining economies. The new export restrictions signal a profound shift in how African leaders view their role in the global market. Number 1. Ghana's gold restriction. Ghana, one of Africa's largest gold producers, has taken a decisive step to control its gold resources. New regulations now require that mining companies operating in Ghana sell 20% of their refined gold to the Bank of Ghana. This policy is a strategic move to help Ghana build its gold reserves and reduce reliance on foreign currencies, which have often left the country vulnerable to external economic shocks. By holding more of its wealth within its borders, Ghana aims to gain greater financial stability and independence. For decades, Ghana's gold was exported primarily in its raw, unrefined form, with much of the value being captured by foreign refineries and companies. The new policy changes this dynamic, requiring foreign mining companies to refine a portion of their gold within Ghana itself. This decision is about more than economics. It is a challenge to a system that has long dictated that African